Hi, this is Kate. Welcome to the TheLowSimmer's channel. This is yet another for rent in preparation for the for rent pack. The for rent pack actually comes out today, and I am so excited about it. Please excuse my dogs that are tugging with each other in the background. They're having a really good time and making noise. Anyway, wanted to share another not base game, but just another option for you on the for rent pack. This is something that is up on the gallery, I believe. It's the Rippling Flats lot in not Willow Creek, in Newcrest. So there's nothing going on in the background of this. And there were a few things that I was going for here. I knew I wanted kind of a first floor of just amenity spaces with apartments above. So that's why the stairs are right in the front. And I knew I wanted a big pool space in the back. And I did not expect it to be as luxurious as it is. However, I really think that you could charge a lot for this place. Or if you want to live here, you would have to pay a lot for this place because it has quite a lot of amenities and is really, turns out kind of fancy. So pretty excited about that. I really, like I said, my only plan was that the first level have amenities and that the other levels be apartments. And I really didn't have any other plans other than the pool in the back. So the architecture just kind of evolves. I've been really trying to embrace my inner Kate Emerald, is what I like to call it. If you ever watch Kate Emerald's amazing build videos, she does these incredibly elaborate builds. And she always says that she starts with not that much of a plan. She just goes for it. And as a professional designer, I always have a plan. And this has really changed the way that I've designed, not even in The Sims, but actually in my career too. So props to Kate Emerald for, helping make me, I think, a better designer, because I don't have a plan in place when I start going. I'm trying really hard to embrace that no plan. So that's what this was about. And I started by kind of creating a downstairs lobby in the middle there, because I figured that would be a good place for right there in the middle of all the amenities for the residents to get their mail. And so the top floor lobby, you'll see, will change several times and actually end up going away completely. I end up not having a second floor lobby or apartment level lobby, but I do end up having kind of like a formal front door there. I really was happy with the way the architecture evolved here. For some reason, I have lately been happy using the base game windows. Not something that I typically use. And I've kind of had a rebirth in my Sims building play. And I'm really happy with that. I think that this ends up kind of looking Tutory. I actually did a sloped curving roof, which is like what you see in the new pack, which is inspired by, I think it's specifically Thailand, maybe, I'm just going to say Southeast Asia, but I do a curved roof and I keep it in here, even though the rest of the style is definitely not that style. However, I think if you wanted to take this build and switch out all the windows to be the new ones, it would actually work quite well because you've already got those sloped curving roofs. And I did this kind of interesting thing on the side of these apartments where there's a little bit of a bump out, and those are actually 2-story apartments. So you walk in on the second level, but those individual apartments have their own staircases upstairs to a third level that has bedrooms and bathrooms. And then, so this is what I worked on first, was this whole side of the building. I tried to figure out this apartment, and then just kind of ignored that whole other side of the build for, a really long time until I figured out what I was doing over here. Again, trying to just embrace, I keep calling it my inner Kate Emerald. She inspires me to not have a plan and just go for it and have fun, and because that's what it's really about. And like I said, that's actually made me a better designer in my practice too. So that's really interesting. I ended up doing the stairs. They each have a second floor balcony, and these are 2-bedroom, maybe 1.5 bathrooms, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartments, I believe. Very nice. I did a really nice job with the great room, kitchen, and dining on the main level. And each apartment, the other thing that makes this place kind of fancy is that each apartment in this build, these and as well as the other ones that I haven't gotten to yet, they have a formal foyer. So something that you enter into is just a room that you enter into that is simply there for entry, and it has no other purpose, no other activities to be done there. It's just for entry, which I think is just a really fancy thing to do or to have. I've never had that in a home that I live in. But whenever I walk into a home that has a foyer or an entrance space, it always seems really fancy to me. And I always feel like I'm in a different tax bracket when I walk into a house like that. So I thought that was a nice touch for these. And so as I get the floor plan upstairs, I get 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. I think I tried to fit a bathroom on the first level, like a half bathroom, and ended up getting rid of that because I decided that it didn't fit the space, and it was just nicer having a bigger open space down there. So unfortunately, your Sims will have to walk upstairs to go to the bathroom in their unit. And we're also pretty happy with this neutral color scheme. That's another thing that I think is nice about this, especially if you wanted to download this and play, is it's very neutral. And so you can come in here and have your Sims paint whatever colors they want on the wall, or put in whatever kind of bright furniture you wanted, or neutral furniture that you wanted, and it's just ready to play in. So I think that's quite nice. I'm really excited about the new flooring that we're getting in the game. It's just another, we're getting several different types of flooring in the For Rent pack. But the wood flooring in particular is what I'm talking about. And I don't know what it is about a wood floor. We've already got so many of them, but I always get so excited to see more. There's just so many different ways that the wood grain can look, so many different sizes of the floorboards themselves. You can have like a wide floorboard or a thin floorboard. And this one kind of looks like a thin, maybe a little bit of a sheen to the flooring, and I'm excited about using that. So I did make sure that one of the apartments has a crib in it in case you want to be a landlord, or you're going to play with an infant and you want to move in to the space. But if you're a landlord and you want to rent out, it looks like, from what I'm seeing on the other on the creators' videos that have had early access, it looks like it'll tell you, hey, this person has 2 adults, 1 child, and 2 dogs, and if you meet their needs, you could rent a place to them. So I made sure that one of the apartments in here has a crib. I think the others all have, there's like a double bed in every single one of them. And then there's bunk beds in the others. And, again, this is the whole purpose is that you can download this from the gallery and make it what you need it to be. And I'm hoping, I also got the impression that if you see a family if you're playing the landlord and you see a family that needs a space for a baby, or they need a space for a child, or they need a place for 5 Sims and you only have a place for 4 Sims, that you can actually go and renovate your space and then go back and get those people to rent out your space. That would make sense to me anyways, because otherwise you can't really predict what the game is going to give you. I think those are automatically generated families that you don't know, you don't know what their needs are going to be. So I hope you can adjust for their needs. What I do really like is that you can play as a tenant and not a landlord, and just move right into one of these things and furnish it just like you're in city living. That is exciting to me. I'm really glad that they have that capability both ways there. As I get to the other side, it becomes a story taller, and that's because these are 3 flats. So like I said, I had 3 2-story apartments on that first building that I worked on, and then on the other side, I've got 3 levels of apartments. So those are each single story, but those have 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms each. So they're actually smaller apartments with smaller kitchens, smaller living room, but more bedrooms, which I actually think is pretty common. I think a lot of times when you go to an apartment complex and we offer a 1-bedroom, we offer a 2-bedroom, we offer a 3-bedroom. A lot of times the overall footprint size of that unit is about the same. They just squish some things around so that they get an extra bedroom in there. So I think this is totally reasonable. And it's not like these are too small to live in. I think that these are completely reasonable. I did make sure that every unit has a bathtub, again, in case you have like pets that need bathing, or kids that need bathing. Like toddlers and infants can only be bathed in a bathtub. So that was an important thing. And I also made sure that even though these were smaller apartments on this taller tower, I still wanted them to have that formal entry room. So they still have that piece. And I think that is fancy. I just think that really adds a little bit of a flex. When you have like your own entryway, that just seems like the dignity there is much higher when you've got your own formal entryway. And then as I massage the exterior, to kind of suit the apartments, I really am enjoying this technique of just not having a plan and going with it. Just, I'm going to just keep going as I go. And I'm going to be honest, I've tried to do this for years and not been successful. It stresses me out to not have a plan, and it stresses me out to start out with a mess and not have a way to fix it right away. And this has really opened me up as a designer to see opportunities in things rather than, oh no, well, I messed this up, so I need to scrap this whole build, which is what I do a lot. How often do you find yourself just completely deleting a build or bulldozing it and starting over? I have done that so many times, and I'm not going to say that I don't do it still. But this is a freeing way to design where I don't feel like I have to hold on to whatever my initial plan was. So one of the amenity spaces I wanted to make sure I included was a fitness center. I think that is another thing that you would see at a nicer apartment complex is a fitness center. And sometimes the not so fancy places have fitness centers. So I think it's very typical to see a fitness center in an apartment complex. So I wanted to create this main level fitness center. And I kind of like the idea that it could maybe look like one that the public could also get a membership to if they wanted to. but it would really have to have a door out, to the front, to the street in order to accommodate that, and it doesn't. However, I like the idea that it's just going to be private to the residents, but it looks public enough. Like they can look out on the street. Sometimes, people watching is a good distraction when you're trying to exercise. And so I wanted to have big windows and look like a storefront. So whether you choose to have the public come here or not, I mean, it's not like in The Sims you actually have the playability to turn it into a gym, but that would be some cool gameplay if you wanted to pretend that it's that way. And then I tried to decide, okay, I need the mail center. What all is needed? What is necessary for residents? They need mail. They need a place to put their trash. And then as the landlord, and just so that the building functions, you need a mechanical space, an electrical space. They're actually adding like a water heater and a electrical panel to this pack that are functional. You have to maintain them. And so I ended up really opening up the lower levels. They do have walls there, but they're mostly just open spaces, outdoor spaces or open air spaces that are covered by the apartments above in order to achieve those things. And I like the way that works because it kind of allowed to frame in the pool area a good bit. I end up putting a bar around here, and then like the bar is kind of this transition space between the public pool fun area and then the more functional mail, trash, mechanical space. And then the fitness center kind of flows also right into the pool because it's kind of tucked in the corner. And as you continue around to the back, I end up opening up the space under those two-story apartments also in order to create a place for kids. Because I realized, oh, shoot, I don't have anything for kids to do here. And that also leads me to think, after I got the kids space in here, I was like, oh, I don't have a place for pets either, but I'm out of lot space. I've completely filled up the lot. So unfortunately, there's not like a dog park or anything, but I think that is going to be a really fun thing to do. And something that I would like to do in the next build is make sure that I get a space for pets, because I did not accommodate that here in this build. But that's also a very common thing that you would have, and something to play with in The Sims, because our Sims do have pets. So I'm working on a play space for the kids that's kind of like in a sunken area, almost like their own little private playground off of the regular pool area. There's also a sauna in here, which I think is very fancy. And I made sure that in these public bathrooms down here, there is there's also a kid's toilet, like a toddler potty, as well as a baby changing station. And that is all I have to share today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm so excited about For Rent coming out later today, and I can actually use the pack, and I'm sure you guys are too. But take a look at this on the gallery. I'm TheLowSimmer. Bye-bye.